My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, as for this little moment, I will say today I'm off from work. It's kind of like election day or primary election day, and schools are closed, so we don't have to work either, but might kind of make a little step or two like you kind of saw me do before on these little Santa Clauses. It's probably getting to a point sooner or later where I'll be having to clean out this pan, get rid of just, I'd say, some of these wood chips that are filling it up, but there were some steps we already did on this particular genuine mahogany St. Nicholas, and I think we're going to try to take the same little steps on one that is of African mahogany. Work here around this hood, I say, and try to round things off a little bit, I say, and kind of put things up to good, very personal use, and just work the way we do just to kind of make things what we need or ought for them to be, I say, and then kind of like work a little ways just to make it so it's going to be one good thing of a Santa figure. I know one thing is that there are times in my life when these are the kind of crafts I'll work on any time of year. Sometimes, just sometimes, it doesn't hurt to have a little holiday spirit at different times of year, and there comes times when there's probably going to be some little patriotic things I might be making as well, and so I tell y'all that, come to think of it, we have to kind of work along this little hood here, get rid of a lot of excess wood, and I'd say these chips, they're going to go anywhere. They're not just going to fall in the pan, no matter how we try to keep them that way. There's a way they're going to go, and in this little corner it'd be hard to really lay a tarp down like we probably, I'd say, ought to do, and for just the kind of work we have in our lives, I say that this is just kind of what's making it happen, to kind of get a little extra business into a little piece of work that we have. And I say these little decorations, they sometimes, just sometimes, even mean a little something to children as well. You know, grown-ups have them, but I'd say sometimes, you know, if it's made out of wood, it's probably something, you know, children might play with a little bit, and ain't nothing wrong with that, because it's kind of tough. It's not something that breaks too easily. So I know that even among wooden figurines I gave to the actress Kathleen Norland for a gift, I mean, she's kind of shown those on her YouTube channel at times, and it's been a long time since I've watched any of her videos to see how much older any of her children are, but she had one little boy who was very small and very young, probably like a toddler at the time, and he would see them in there and think they were toys and want to play with them. But that was kind of the reason why she sort of had to keep the little glass cabinet locked up, because like she said, he would think they were toys. They were kind of just little things to look at. Think about a time when my brother and I were kids and we were at my great aunt's house, and we saw these little things in there that we kind of started playing with them like they were little toys, and she said, those aren't to play with, boys, they're little pretties to look at. So that was kind of how that worked out. There were some plants in there as well. You see, we kind of got a little bit more of the rounding off done on this side, and as you know, little ways to go further, but that was kind of how it was, you know. Like these days, I have to kind of tell children not to touch my carvings in places, and even on my little sign that I put up at the little vendor events, it says, thank you for not permitting children to touch, and for noting that nothing on this table is a toy until it is paid for. That's kind of how I say it, you know. That's kind of how I say it. It's not a toy until it's paid for. So if somebody wants to play with it, then that's just fine. It's just the kind of ways I work about, little things I make, things I do sometime or another. I know Brenna Foley of Silver Solstice Prints was selling these little swirl prints. I saw them online and really liked them, but I tell you, she didn't sell very many of them, so she kind of let me have a few that she had at like discount prices. There have been some things that you'd say not many people have wanted over the years. I've sort of, like I'd say, changed the pattern even to my stuffed animals and my Gwynny pets, kind of giving them little different names and different shapes and features and poses. I'd say we've come along on this quite a long way. I'd say we've kind of got to get the little steps right in just to make it out just like little work that it ought to be, I say, and come along, get rid of some excess wood that shows up along the other part of the hood, I say, and make it so it's going to be kind of like a little work, you know. Think about those years we used to go to my grandmother's house on Christmas Eve, and there was the year when there was getting to be less present buying, and I still was making my gifts homemade. Every young person drew a name, and every older person wasn't expecting to get a gift, but I still made a gift for everybody, even for every person in the family. And I'd say that I had one uncle to whom I kind of gave him this little relief carving of a fish, and shared it and told him about the man who helped me make it, Calvin Grant, and that he lived right across the street from that other lady who whose children my aunt and uncle had used to babysit. I think we're going to round off a little more around the skirt, try to get it in a little bit of a better shape and way, I say, and come down to where we've got a little bit of a time in our life when we kind of get a little bit of a work done and see how this little skirt of a little clausy can kind of see a way in life that we do what we do, I say. And I tell y'all that this is just a time when we get along in here, make these cuts so they come out a little better ways, see how we do, make things just as simple as they can be. And I tell y'all that this is just a little rounding, make it so we have quite a little skirt around ho-ho clausy. And I tell y'all that this rounding off goes around all the way, and so I say just a little tiny bit of work done in little Santa ornament. I say this is just what we come down to having and seeing when we get a little bit done in ways, and then kind of take it where it's going to go quite the way it does, just to kind of see what this comes down to doing or to being. I say it's just kind of what we have when a project gets done, and just to make things here a little rounder as they ought to be. Might even take a little longer for this video than we have for a few others, and maybe, just maybe, try to take another one of these, I think we kind of got one here that looks like it might be about rounded enough, but wouldn't hurt to try to add a little more to the little rounding off of the skirt and the hem, just to make it so it's going to be a great little figure for us to have and see and make into happy little endings for us and for people and for little Santa Claus that, you know, kind of little figure, I'd say, that will be rounder and rounder by the days. And that's kind of what I hear they say that professionals do, is try to take everything that's in something and try to make it so it's going to be better for in the end. Professionalism was something that I never had at anything else like music, where I've tried to have it, but I'd say I kind of can take art a little more seriously and kind of do it a little bit better in ways and make things so they're going to turn out just clean and fresh and be of the type of work that you see in life. I say that these little critters are just what we got, and when it comes down to it, we've got a little ways making things so we're just kind of melting times away, and so I say make it so we kind of got to where these are going to be a little rounder in the end. You know, it's just a day when I get the extra time to work. I tell y'all that there's been some kind of corners in here that we kind of, for the most part, do away with. I think I'm going to do a little rounding off in this little area to try to get rid of just a little bit of what I probably will not need, as it all just gets rid of me and takes me down to a place where I see a little bit of extra kindness and work in a little project we do. I say, just kind of make it so we get a little extra time and effort to our projects. See how poor old Santa is just a figure to us, I say, and kind of just removing little hymns from around here. Take it so Santa can be a little cheerful critter to have around and to know and to love, and I'd say it's just kind of what it's going to have for us. I tell y'all, a little time we just round things away, get rid of all the extra garbage and trash we don't need, and I'd say that's just kind of the way we get things rounded off in the little industry of wood. There are some things I hope I can say I've gotten round enough, and probably I'd say kind of with all I see, looks like I keep going on from one piece to the next, and might even just kind of stop a little carving right here just to try to see if maybe we can just kind of say a few words just to end this video and kind of bring it close to a stop, because there's going to be so much to share as we move along, so much to say as we do. Might even have to give this one a little time to upload and work on a few little other steps to a few others. So I thank you for watching. Take care, be safe, keep in touch. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.